Okay, we're going live, everybody. This is Chauncey, and we just put on the broadcast, so we're going to go ahead and let people jump in here. And as folks pop in, just a quick heads up, you are in a real quick brand new webinar that I've just decided to put on this week. And the title of it is the top 10 things every tax pro must do before tax season to double your profit by April 30th, 2018. So if you thought you were somewhere else, you're not there. You're here. So hang with us just a couple of seconds. I'm going to get started here soon, but let's just let these people keep on. There's a lot of folks piling in here, so let's just let them jump in, give them a few seconds, and we'll get rolling. We need to have some cool music or something. We need to put that on the list. Cool music. But Emily doesn't get to pick it. I pick it. Okay. All right, we are a couple minutes after the hour. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So give me the thumbs up. We good to go? All right. Okay, everybody, this is Chauncey Hutter Jr., and I'm with Real Tax Business Success. And you are on a new training webinar called the Top 10 Things Every Tax Pro Must Do Before Tax Season to Double Your Profit by April 30th, 2018. Now, I'm going to start off with a couple current trends that are going on inside the tax industry. If I can scroll down here. There we go. Actually, let me just tell everybody real quick. If you don't know who I am, let me just give you the quick backstory. I got in the tax industry back in 1990, went to work for my dad. He was in a two-room office, doing about $50,000 a year, and came to work for him. We started growing the practice pretty aggressively, and just a handful of years down the road, we hit the $1 million mark, and then a few years after that, we were opening up locations left and right, and so we opened up about 24 locations in all. We had about 400 employees. We didn't buy up the business from other tax businesses. We marketed and ran marketing campaigns and picked up over 27,000 clients. So we're doing over $4 million plus a year. And yeah, we just had a really good run and learned a lot about how to grow a tax business. And so that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today as far as how to profit from tax season, because all this was done, I would say 98, 99% of this was done during tax season. In 1996, we started going to these IRS shows. People from all over the tax industry wanted to know what in the world we were doing to grow so fast. And so I started a consulting coaching business back 96, late 96, early 97. We ended up starting a $1 million tax business builder membership group. Whether it's online training, seminars, books, tapes, manuals, whatever, we've put a lot of material out there, just real world training to help tax professionals to have a new approach, a renegade wealth attraction approach to actually growing a tax preparation business to the $1 million level, not the same old stuff you hear at the same old tax seminar. So I don't do anything about taxes. I don't talk about taxes. I still don't know how to do a tax return. You know, people ask me, how in the world do you grow a $1 million tax business and you don't know how to fill out a tax return? And my answer is very simple. You know, growing a tax practice to the $1 million level and beyond has zero to do with knowing how to do a tax return, and everything how to do with marketing and salesmanship. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Just a quick reference point. I actually wrote a book about it. If you don't already have this book, Blockbuster, How to Build a $1 Million Tax Business, even if you didn't know how to prepare a tax return, you can go to Amazon, or you can go on our website and get yourself a copy. It's well worth it. It's a good read. And then earlier this year, I actually came out with another book. It's called The Tax Industry is on a Crash Course, 49 Shortcut Strategies to Making More Money Now While You Still Can. Now, this is more relevant today, and because the tax industry is changing in a dramatic way. And so I talk about some of that in this book and what to do about it. And so between these best-selling books, between the seminars, training, between our story of growing a practice at that level up to the multi-million-dollar level of 24 locations and hundreds of employees, I've got a little bit of background on knowing how to do this thing. So that's why people pay me to help them really shortcut the process. You pay for my experience, my done-for-you sales tools, marketing campaigns, and it just really reduces your learning curve, and you can just point and click and kind of move forward and really make some serious headway in your tax business and really jump ahead of your competition. So now let's talk about that book. I said the tax industry on a crash course. So the obvious question is the tax industry in trouble? So let me just go over some current trends with you really quick. Paid tax practitioners will prepare fewer, less complicated returns this year. That's a fact. It's been that trend for a number of years. Online do-it-yourself tax filing vendors will increase their volume of tax returns prepared. Again, it's been happening for a decade or more, 12, 14 years, and it's going to continue where that part of our industry is increasing, and the paid tax practitioner, the professionals' volume and their numbers are actually reducing. Tax preparation services are increasingly being treated like a commodity. Less so the more complex the returns you're doing. So if you're middle of the road or lower income or just easy returns, it's more commoditized. But even the folks that are in the middle to higher end tax returns, they're having their own issues. And I don't talk to any tax professional that hadn't already said to me in the last 5 years, my business, people are asking me about price, asking me about how we do what we do at a different level now because of the commoditization and really the technology that's happened, the new technology that's come forth in our industry. And it's really, it's good and bad news, the cheaper fees and low cost tax filing options are going to continue to be more popular. It is what it is. We have, as an industry, as a profession, we have to realize and know that is going to that's the trend, and it's going to keep happening. So we just got to know what to do about it. So a part of this the tax industry transition and the trends, our tax businesses will consolidate. They're going to either sell or they're going to go out of business, but there's going to be fewer, and which is good. I mean, that's actually, if you're sticking around, there'll be less competitors. The bad news is there's a reason why there's some consolidation happening. Tax pros who establish excellent relationships with their middle to hiring clients are going to profit more. Again, that's a natural transition that's happening. It's a trend. So if you have a mostly high-end clients in your practice, you definitely want to do whatever you can to build a relationship and communicate more often with them so you can establish other ways to generate revenue besides just tax preparation with them. Next, the tax pro who becomes more than just a tax expert and offers make more, save more money services will be successful. So if you live in the I'm only going to do tax preparation the rest of my life world, that's going to be a problem. You're going to have to offer other services where you can show your clients how they can make more money, or they can save more money, or they can save time, energy. that will be a key differentiator in the years to come. So you got to plan for that now. Now, in my opinion, and in a lot of other people's opinion, disruption is coming to the tax and accounting industry. It's more than just, oh, change is going to happen. I'm talking about disruption, where a huge, violent impact will happen on tax and accounting professionals who are not prepared for it. That is why we're talking today on this webinar. Some examples of disruptive technology in the past and few years. One of my favorites is the Kodak, or from the film developing industry. Kodak, I don't know if you know this, but they are definitely gone. I mean, if you have any gray hairs on you, you know Kodak was the company, one of the most dominant, almost like a monopoly. They had like 90% market share of the film developing industry worldwide. It was just ridiculous how big they were. 140 some thousand employees. And they actually had the technology for electronic film, or just the technology for these cameras that didn't require film development anymore. And they had it back in the 70s, and they told that little committee and within their company, we never need that. Well, I won't give you the whole long drawn out story, but many years go by and Kodak gets left in the dust because they think they're in the film development business, and they're actually in the memories, capturing memories business. And so companies like Instagram, as an example, they come along a few years back, and Facebook buys them up after 18 or maybe it was 19 months. They had 13 employees, and they get bought by $1.3 billion. That's with a B, $1.3 billion after only a year and a half. And that shows you dramatic shift in how people capture memories. Kodak was the old way, Instagram and others like it are the new way. Same with the car ride industry, the taxis and limousine services completely turned on its head. Companies like Uber and Lyft and other ones out there are basically saving people time, giving them convenience. It's not just riding in a car, but they absolutely, in just a few years, have taken so many people that used to drive a taxi or a limousine service or something, and whatever they were doing as their career and their life, that's how they fed their family, that was taken away from them in just a matter of a few years. Uber is dominating it, depending on some places, like just in the United States, some places, Ubers were outlawed because they were just taking everybody's jobs and just shifted so bad. So that's another example of disruption, the technology platform. A last one I'll tell you is, most people have heard about Airbnb. The hotel industry is reeling right now. They're panicking. They said, who in the right world is going to want to stay at a stranger's house and overnight stay versus coming to one of our hotels? And the answer is, turns out, a lot of people worldwide, and just a huge phenomenon of seeing a platform and an industry change almost overnight. Again, these are all examples of disruptive technology. Now, we all know about artificial intelligence, and we all know about what's happening with new technology in the tax industry. Is AI going to disrupt the tax and accounting industry? Chances are the answer is yes. I mean, it's not a if, it's when. You might have, hopefully you saw H&R Block on the Super Bowl ads this past year, teaming up with IBM and talking about artificial intelligence and Watson. And so when I saw that, I thought, well, gosh, this is happening a lot faster than I anticipated. You might have been really busy during tax season during the Super Bowl, but I paid attention and I started making plans back then. Now, there's Uber for tax services that are coming out right now, where very inexpensive options to do complex returns are available, and a very large segment of the population are trusting, going online and trusting their tax information to people they have no idea who they are. And so, I talk to accounting and tax professionals. They're like, well, who would do that? That you don't even know the person. Why would you even do that? And that's exactly what the taxi people said. Why would they get into somebody's car? That's not a yellow taxi. That's exactly what the hotel industry is saying. Why would somebody go stay in somebody else's house when they stay in a hotel? And so it's happening in the tax industry already. Same with bookkeeping apps. They are, you can do the same thing with bookkeeping and tax preparation, not the cheapy little inexpensive, simple returns. I'm talking about more complicated, high-end work. It's happening right now. And you can put your head in the sand, act like a ostrich, or you can start to do something now to get ready this tax season to put some money in the bank and prepare yourself even more to generate even more profits for next year. But let's get a good start this tax season. Now, what should tax business owners do now? While your competition is sitting on their hands doing nothing this tax season, and by the way, I know they're sitting on their hands because most of your competitors, like 90+%, are gonna do the same old, same old. If you do something different, they're not gonna follow you. So this gives you a huge advantage to make decisions and move forward on some areas now, because your competition will not, they're just gonna keep doing the same habit. I hope you don't do this, but they're gonna keep doing the same habit as they did last year just because they don't know any better. Now, today is your opportunity to legally steal as much market share as you can handle in the next 3.5 months. You can handle a lot more than you realize. And there's a lot more profit out there than you realize. And so we're going to get right into that. Now, if I were you, this is what I would do. I just came from doing my boot camp a few weeks back, and I just told folks, I am so excited for you in the tax industry. I'm so excited for tax business owners because everybody's gloomy. Oh gosh, this is terrible. This is not going like it's supposed to. And I'm telling them, look, when things look bad, when things are crushing in around you, when disruption's on the horizon, when transition is coming, it is the best time to make money. And so you guys have a huge opportunity. It's a really sweet opportunity to do, but you have to take action. And so what I've done is I said, look, here are the 10 steps, or here's the 10 things I would do if I'm in your shoes right now before tax season to help me have the best tax season of my life. And so I'm going to tell you, that's what we're going to talk about, these top 10 these 10 steps to what I consider a real tax business success. All right. Number one, if you got a piece of paper and a pen or however you're keeping notes, now's the time to start taking notes. We're going to go through this really quick. It's really important you guys to, pay attention to what we're talking about. Okay. Number one, step one. You have got to evaluate and analyze your tax business baseline right now. I mean, there's pages and pages of questions that I would give you to fill out, but if you have, before you do anything as far as growing your business, you have to find out where you are now so you can start measuring your progress. You got to know simple stuff like average dollar per client. You got to know what type of clients by percentage purposes that are in your database. You got to know which are your highest margin services that are your sweet spot. How much lead time is it taking for you to provide different services, and which ones? And what are the owner's responsibilities in this process, and which ones are your staff or employees' responsibilities? Get a baseline. Now, we could go on for a half a day or a full day in a seminar going over everything you need to evaluate and analyze. I'm just trying to give you a couple quick examples. Get a baseline, a starting point, because you are going to move to the next level. And in order to move to the next level, with stewardship in mind and properly make the most of each of these things we're going to talk about, you got to know where the starting point is. All right, step 2. Restructure my fees and update my sales strategy. All right, look, let me just be blunt. Increase your prices. And when I say restructure your fees, that means increase your prices. Just do it. And if you already have really high prices, which I doubt, but if you do, increase them 20%. Everybody else, increase them 100%, 200%, and just do it and move on. Let's don't even talk about it. Because most of the tax industry is underpriced by far, and everybody's struggling because they don't use the right pricing structure. So you don't know how to do it, fine, just double your fees and move on, period. Now, another way that you can look at from a sales standpoint is actually giving extra attention to your best clients. Oh, you don't know who your best clients are? Fine. Go through your list and decide who your top 20% are. Who are your A clients that give you the most money, been coming to you the longest, who give you the most referrals, whatever your definition of best clients is, give them some extra attention, communicate with them, follow up with them, call them, email them, mail them, send them videos, build relationship with your best clients. You have to do that. Systemize your referral process. Now, the extent of their referral process is, hey, Joe, you have a friend you can send our way? We love referrals. That is not a system for getting extra referrals. You actually have to put in a structure. You actually have to have sales tools, hard copies, electronic versions, stuff you can mail people every couple days after they come in, or mail before they show up. Or everything in between. You know what a system is, and you're not systemizing your referrals. And if referrals are the number one way people get clients, every tax professional I know says one of the top ways they grow their business is through referrals. Well, of course, you're in a service business. You better get referrals. Systemize it. You'll get more. Okay, assume upsells. You got to have upsells at first, and then you just assume, because you're the expert, you assume that they are going to say yes. I mean, you don't even wait for a yes. You just put it on the invoice. I mean, you suggest that they need to have this IRS audit protection. It's best for them to do it, and it's an extra $99. Yes. Next, you go to the next thing. So a lot of people just aren't offering upsells, and if they are, they're trying to sell them. Forget that. You're the expert. They need it. You put it on the list. You charge them for it. Add a Slack adjuster. Some people don't know what that is. A Slack adjuster is a big ticket item that every business ought to have, that 1 and maybe 100 of your clients will buy, but it changes the number. You need to have something in your office that you could that you can get $5,000 or $10,000 from, and or more. But it's not just a regular $3 or $4 tax return. You need to come up with an offer that you can, even if you have to work with some other businesses, that's a bundle of services that somebody, one of your better clients will come in and go, yeah, I definitely need that. Oh, it's $10,000? Yeah, absolutely. Or it's $5,000? Yeah. And so Slack adjuster is a great sales strategy because you only need 1 or 2 a month and you're in good shape. That's how, you see Starbucks doing this they got their $3,000 coffee maker in the corner, and you're like, why in the world would somebody pay $3,000 for a coffee maker? Well, somebody does once a month, and that pays the rent. Same thing can apply for your tax business. Step 3, build my team with clear roles and responsibilities. I've gotten back into and reminding myself of, so I can teach everybody that I do work with that are in the tax industry about the DISC behavior profile. It's the DISC test. It's There's different versions of this out there, but bottom line is you want some mechanism that anybody in your office, you want to know what their gifts are, what they're good at, what they naturally steer themselves towards in their behavior and what they do. And here's the key, especially under pressure, because tax season is so full of pressure and stress, frustration, problems. What you want to know where this person's going to go when what hits the fan. And so you give them a DISC. You go online and get those. You can take a test for free and find out yourself, and then you can do that with your staff. But it helps clarify what their role is in the office, and helps really. You need to know who's responsible for what based on what kind of behavior they're most likely to do in your office. Don't just put some person on answering the phone that didn't do well on the tax. The tax preparation quiz, and that's not a good way to decide. Each employee needs to serve in their own lane. In their lane means what they're good at. Why would you ask somebody to do something they're not good at? So I see this happen all the time because you don't take the time to figure it out in advance, and you have no mechanism to help you with that. And that's what the DISC behavior profile will help you to do. Next is the workload shifts from the owner to the staff. I don't want you as the owner to do all the work. Most cases, the owner's doing most of the heavy lifting. And so if we can have a workload shift where more of it goes to the staff and less of it goes to the owner, that is a good use of clear responsibilities and clear roles. Number 4, of what I would do if I'm in your shoes, systemize my referral process. I would follow up with referrals just like it was a client had an incomplete tax return. The culture of your office needs to be the same way you follow up with a client and say, hey, we haven't gotten all your W-2s or your 1099s or whatever. You can follow up systematically with people who are excited for working with you and say, hey, tell your coworkers, your neighbors, your friends about us. Here's a refer a friend slip. Here's an email that with a special code on it. Forward it to your friends. Here's a refer a friend slip. Here's a referral card. Use what you got. Here's my smartphone, and take a picture and send some texts out to people. Just follow up with a client that's about to have a deadline with the IRS and you're trying to get a hold of them. Have the same mentality with referrals. Have a reciprocal relationship with local influencers. You want to target other professionals that are good at what they do, that have a link with taxes or finances or money, and you want to build a relationship with them. You want to give to them. You want to send them business. You want to, if they're good at what they do and you got clients that need their services, make it really clear that you are sending them, because guess what's going to happen? They will reciprocate. It will happen. And so you do this with a bunch of local influencers that are in the business community. You will see a never-ending flow of new business. Now, use referral sales tools like flyers and refer a friend slips. Use software. One of the speakers that came to our boot camp was Tom Gay from Refer.com, and they got a great software package. And have posters. We used to put up posters in our lobby with the face of our clients talking about their experience referring their friends and how great it was and what rewards they received. We promoted it inside the office in the lobby and outside on the windows, people walking by. So more than just ask for referrals, put some thought behind it. Okay, let's go to step 5. Are you differentiating your tax business using some kind of marketing hook? Now, maybe this should be step 1. I don't know. But I don't know how you get in your business and run a tax office and not have some type of hook, some type of reason, some unique selling proposition on why people should choose you versus every other option available to them. I don't know how you don't have this, but if you don't have this, you got to get it. What's going to grab your target prospect's attention? I don't know. You tell me. What's going to grab their attention? How are you going to stop them in their tracks in 3 seconds? Got to answer this question. What sets you apart from your competition in a unique way? Doesn't take much. Everybody's so vanilla in the tax industry. Doesn't take much. What can be done to break in to a person's thought life about tax services? I mean, during tax season, so many of the folks are thinking about accounting services, tax services, IRS, Uncle Sam, all these different things, money, the need for money, the need for, or they owe money. You have got to lead in your ads to break into their thought life and actually get their attention. And that's exactly what I'm suggesting that you do. Step number 6, you reposition yourself as a tax expert in various niches. You are an expert, by the way. You know more about taxes than about everybody. Don't compare yourself to other tax professionals in your city. Just the majority of the population doesn't know squat. You are an expert. So where I say start is an affinity. You know, affinity marketing is powerful. What are you passionate about? I don't know. Do you like to sail? Do you like to run? Do you like to watch football? Do you like horses? Do you like NASCAR? Do you, I don't know. What are you into? Church, religion, your faith is really important to you. You've got cats, dogs, pets. It could be a lot of different things. Whatever you're passionate about, market to other people that have the same passions and let them know you are a tax expert. That niche is going to bring you a ton of business. Now, target underserved people groups in your area. I don't know what people group. Every area's got underserved folks. It could be realtors. It could be truckers. It could be, you know, certain company manufacturers that are in your area that just don't do a good job. The people that work there are clueless about how to get their taxes filed and don't know where to go. I don't know what yours is, but look around because you're an expert and you can help them. One of the ways that I would tell you to look is actually what commonalities are in your client list already, and that's a good clue for you. Like you might have people like restaurants or small businesses that are construction, or you might have plumbers, or what. Look in your list and see what commonalities are already there. That'll give you a clue on who is probably underserved, because you're not even specifically advertising for those kind of folks. They're coming to you anyway. So if you're getting them anyway and you're not even doing a campaign for them, what the heck? Why don't you just actually do a real campaign to that group, and you'll get a lot more of them, and use those existing clients as testimonials. Like maybe nurses are a huge thing for you. Maybe we have a couple of big hospitals around here, and nurses are constantly looking for places to, you know, once you get a couple nurses, they go tell everybody. Same thing happens in any other niche. So it's really important that you look right under your nose in your own client list. All right, step 7, arrange for other businesses to endorse your services. Just go make a hit list of the businesses that are similar clientele than you. Right? Just go in a 2-3 mile radius right around your office. Just draw a circle on a map and look at and let zip code or whatever, and go find all these other businesses, organizations that have similar clientele. They're somebody you want to go talk to, have a conversation with. You know, starting the conversation that says, I'm looking for ways that I can help your business get more clients or more customers. And if I can do that, it's possible if we do a good job sending you some clients, you do the same for us. We would love to have your endorsement. Here's why. Asking your existing clients to who are already involved in organizations or companies for an introduction, that happens like all the time if you ask them to do it for you. You can't get into certain companies or a military base or some of these other places without somebody who's already inside. They're happy with your service and they're excited to help you put a flyer in the break room, talk to their manager, let you get access to the person who would allow you to do a lunch and learn seminar for folks, but use your existing client that you've already gotten to help you get into these organizations. And then follow up with your friends. Make a hit list of your own friends, your acquaintances, people that you know. Just look through your contact list. Go through Facebook. Find the people that you know. If it would jog your memory if you saw their face, so they can introduce you to some other local professionals. Just be proactive, especially here at the end of the year, start of tax season, where people have taxes on their mind. They are looking for you. When they see your face, it's going to jog their memory, or they're going to have, yeah, I was just thinking about that. So don't sit behind the desk in your office. Get out into the community. All right, step 8. Be more purposeful operationally inside the office. I'm a big fan of being purposeful. I mean, I want to see purpose happen. The more purposeful we are as we grow our businesses, the better stewards we are. So I don't like the mentality of most tax professionals seeing their office as just a stale, like, pond with no flow in it. You know, it's like you get a call, somebody says, I need help with their taxes. You say, sure. They come down, you help them with their tax return, and then they leave. You get a fee for tax services performed, and then they're gone. That's like old dinosaur. I want you to think in terms of a more modern and modeling a sales funnel. A sales funnel is just step by step helping somebody get sold on why you're the best option for them, and then giving you money, and then adding additional funds or fees to your bank account because you've walked them through some best practices on how best to serve them and help them. Simple upsells, passive income opportunities, not just manual labor projects where when you say, yeah, I'll do that for you, and then you're like, we can't, do that. We have a list of people. We'll probably get to you in a month. Well, that's because you're doing all the manual labor to do the work. Have some passive income opportunities. And I mean by that is either you're selling other people's stuff and they're doing the work and you're getting half the money, or you have services you can sell. Once you do a little bit of work, then the money keeps coming in, flowing after that once you've initially set something up. And so upsell smartly, okay, just with some passive income. Now, the other thing that I really, I want you to pay attention to is actually training your staff for the highest payoff profits in your normal operational flow. So like, as an example, one of the highest profit payoffs in a tax office is the phone. That's the funnel where most of your business, especially new business, comes in. They give you a phone call before they ever decide to come in your office. They want to talk to somebody. That training your staff to best use, not to sit there and do, answer tax questions. It's not the job. Another high payoff, well, there's bunches of them. The point is, whether you're with a client face-to-face or you're after your service is finished, there's a bunch of places where you as the owner have got to do a better job of training the staff so they have a real understanding of this is really where you got to pay attention, because this is where the extra money comes in. Step 9, I want to get more into this. Take advantage of the well-timed sales opportunities. This flows right into here, so let me just talk about it here. Inbound phone calls. just like I was saying, the phone calls are coming in through the new business is going to come through there. And your job is to qualify them on the phone to find out, is this an existing client? Yes. Okay, great. We'll set up an appointment or answer the question. Oh, this is a new client. This is somebody who does not do work with us. And our job now is to get them, either get an appointment set or get them in the office, period. And if they want to ask you all these questions, great. We can't get into that all right now, but we can set up a time, have a preliminary meeting, go to our conference room. You can sit down with the preparer. We can do whatever, but you get them in your office. That's their job. And you don't spend all day with them. If they're not going to, once you qualify them and you tell them why you guys are a good option and they won't commit, then you move on to the next person because they're wasting your time and they can go waste somebody else's time. Face-to-face interaction with clients. It's another great time for sales opportunities. The rapport that you can build with somebody, the empathy you can have for their situation, the expertise that you can show, and you can show the value, explain it to them face-to-face on the computer right there with the forms on the desk or whatever. That's where your expert, that's when, just like a specialist or a doctor says, looks like we need to do this. You're not going to say, well, I don't think so. I might not be a specialist, but I don't want to do that. You are a expert, so you're going to say we're going to do this, this, and this, and it causes for a higher tax return, and they're going to say yes because that's how you position yourself. And mentally, if you won't do it, then that's a separate issue. You got to mentally practice and be good with the fact that you're going to have double the fees this year versus last year. And then thirdly, your service. The next steps, once you've completed the service, what happens then? So many times, nothing. And it's horrible. You got to take advantage of a great sales opportunity where they're excited and they're shaking your hand and smiling. Ask them if we can take a picture together with your smartphone. Ask them if we can send a text to one of their friends who might need some help with their taxes. Can we do a quick video testimonial and post it on Facebook right there while they haven't left the office yet? Probably all that stuff. And there's 100 more things we could talk about. Don't waste your time by just doing nothing during these well-timed sales opportunities. Lastly, number 10, achieve your tax business success by taking some action. I want you to hire some seasonal staff. I don't want you to try to do this all by yourself. You outsource some specialized projects, some higher end returns. You got to take action, but action not getting other people to help you. One of my favorite quotes from Ron LeGrand, who is a very, very wealthy man. He says, "The less I do, the more I make." And what he means by that is the more he delegates, the more he takes projects off of his plate, has other people doing the work. So he uses his brain, his thoughts, as the owner's supposed to, using his mental capacity to make more money versus actually doing of the thing. And I wish I want to do a better job of this, just like Ron does, and I want you to as well. Now, don't try to do this alone. I want you to follow a leader. I want you to get mentored. Taking action and just doing the same old is not going to really help you that much. So these are the 10 steps to real tax business success and to at least double your profit this tax season. Now, if I'm in your shoes, these are the 10 things I'm doing before tax season to help you, help my business or help your business. These are the 10 things. I'm going to evaluate, analyze my tax business, get a baseline. I'm going to restructure my fees, i.e. increase my fees, and update my sales strategy. I'm going to build my team and have clear roles and responsibilities. I'm going to systemize my referral process. I'm going to differentiate my tax business using a marketing hook. I'm going to reposition myself as a tax expert in various niches. I'm going to arrange for other businesses to endorse my services. I'm going to be more purposeful operationally inside my office. I'm I'm going to take advantage of well-timed sales opportunities, and I'm going to be successful by taking action. Now, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff there. But we covered a lot of ground pretty quick. I've done all this before, so it's not too overwhelming for me, but to you, it might be overwhelming. That's okay. It's just, we got to do something. You can't get this information and then do nothing. You got to move forward in some capacity, in some way. Now, do you want to try to do all of this alone, or do you want some help? Obviously, this is what I do. This is how I'm wired, and this is what I've been doing for 20 years. And the fastest and easiest way to double your profit with less stress and headaches is hiring a specialized coach who's worked successfully with tax businesses over the years. Yes, I am talking to a handful of you that I'm willing to be a personalized, private one-on-one coach for this tax season. Now, I absolutely believe that people, unless coached, never reach their maximum capabilities. Now, the head president of Home Depot said that. Now, I'm announcing, and I only offer coaching at my live events, but I've got 3 spots open. So I'm announcing my private one-on-one coaching, which is I customize specifically for the next 6 months. It's November through April, which is the best time ever to make, if you're going to do something right, do it now, because this is when the money comes in. This is the money-making season. You want to get coached when the money flow, the deal flow is happening. I've got 3 spots available, but the catch is an application is required. I am not just taking anybody into my coaching program. You have to fill out an application. So with that said, I am going to ask you, if you're interested, to email my membership services coordinator, Emily Coleman. Her email is right there, emily@taxmarketing.com. Emily will send you more details about my coaching program and how to access the application if you choose to apply. I'm not going to make this big, long, drawn-out presentation about coaching. You either know that you'd be interested in coaching or not, and if this interests you, she's going to send you a link that you can go get all the details. But I'm not going to get into it here. If you have questions, I'm not going to do those questions now. I'm going to do those on a one-on-one basis, case by case. If you see the information that Emily sends you, and if it's appealing to you, if it makes sense, if you see value in that process, I don't know how I can't. I mean, obviously there's value. I'm helping so many tax professionals and coaching them for so many years. But if it's a good fit for you, if it makes sense, and what we've talked about today makes sense, then email us, email our office, and we will get back to you. We will answer your questions specifically. I'm not looking for everybody. I just am looking for 3 eager, excited, want to grow their business this tax season, at least double their business between now, really during tax season, until April 30th, 2018. And yeah, if you want to do coaching after that, that's great, but I'm not offering coaching on a year round or whatever. I'm just doing a specific 3 people for the next 6 months to fill out my time slots that I have open right now. And that's it. And if you don't get into these 3, it's okay. We can offer you, we can send you some information about our group coaching options, and we can put you on a wait list for later or something like that. Okay, we've been doing this for about 45 minutes, so that's a good time to stop. Again, if you got questions, best not to call our office right now. It's best just to email Emily, and she will be happy to send you the information. Do I have anything else we got to do? Okay. We're all good to go for now. I hope this has been helpful for you. I know we covered a bunch, and you don't have to be in the coaching program to get value from what we just did. But if you want to be in coaching and you want to submit an application, we'll be happy to take care of that for you. Emily will send you the link, and you can get back to us if you want. Okay, everybody, that's it for now. God bless, and we will talk to you later. See ya.